We're going to start with the predictions, assuming that Titus Worldwide versus The Bar gets made. And I got to go with The Bar here, unless they just feel like dragging this out, giving Titus Worldwide a quick win. But then if that happens, we're getting two more after that. We're getting the title switch back to The Bar, and we're getting the rematch out of that. I could see both things happening because I don't know if as many wins as they've given Titus Worldwide, I don't know. I wouldn't be shocked to see them get like a one-day title reign.
Yeah, I honestly feel like there's going to be a lot of status quo stuff in this leading up to the chamber matches. I expect The Bar to win. Like I said, unless Sheamus is like, no, my neck, man, I need some time off. Unless that's the case, I feel like The Bar's going to win.
Well, it ain't happening this time of the year. You know that guy is going to grit it out through WrestleMania at the very least.
Yeah.
But stenosis is nothing to mess around with, man. I've had it myself. It sucks. Bray Wyatt versus Matt Hardy, singles match. I would imagine that Matt Hardy wins this given how quickly he lost at Raw 25. And that did have time cut from it, but I think Matt Hardy's going to win here.
The Raw 25 match notwithstanding, I feel like Bray wins here through some nefarious means. Even if it's just a foreign object or something, which allows Matt to then bring in everybody from the compound going into Mania. Because I feel like these guys are having a match at Mania. Maybe it's going to take place. Part of it is going to take place with them, teleporting to the Hardy compound and then teleporting back into the ring for the pinfall.
Asuka versus Nia Jax. If Nia Jax wins, she'll be added to a women's championship match at WrestleMania 34. Now, I could see this being such a WWE thing where they're like, oh, Asuka got beaten. Now WrestleMania is more unpredictable.
Yeah.
Type of thing. Like, that's road dog reasoning.
Yes.
That's the type of excuse we get. But I could also see like maybe an Asuka losing by count out or disqualification or something to where they can say she hasn't been pinned or submitted. However, if it were me, I'm not putting Nia Jax anywhere near a championship match at WrestleMania. I don't think it's the right spot for her.
Yeah. The scuttlebutt that I have read is that they're building toward that Asuka's going to challenge Charlotte. As I thought she would from the very beginning, that she won the match, and that Nia is going to face Alexa at Mania. But I don't know. I don't know anything about that.
Nia and Alexa, man, is that stinky. That's going to be like third on the totem pole if you get a Sasha Banks versus Bayley.
That's not right. It's not the way to do it. I feel like it would be so WWE to protect Asuka by having her not be pinned or submitted, but still lose to keep Nia strong. So if Nia wins by countout, that seems to be the most WWE thing to do. And then they could say Asuka hasn't been pinned or submitted, and her win streak is still technically intact, even though she lost yesterday. Yeah. Like, that's something I could easily see Michael Cole saying a week from tonight.
Women's Elimination Chamber, Alexa Bliss defends against Bayley, Mandy Rose, Mickie James, Sasha Banks, Sonya Deville. Instead of picking an outright winner, we'll talk about the possibility that any of these women win. Mandy Rose, I don't think has a chance in hell. I would say 0.1% chance because there's always the possibility that an accident happens. Sonya Deville, I'm going the same route, even though if I were in control, I would feel much more comfortable about her winning. But still, both of these women, not a chance in hell. Mickie James, not a chance in hell. Where do you stand on those three women?
Oh, yeah, no, less than a chance in hell.
The two that, could conceivably perhaps do something, Bayley, Sasha Banks. And then, you could set that up for the title. As we've said before, they don't need the title at WrestleMania.
No, they don't need the title, but it might be one of those things where the WWE isn't willing to give those two a match at Mania unless the title is on the line.
Oh, that show's going to be 14 hours long. They might not need
I understand, but it was one of those things of like, if you have Bailey and Sasha go for non-title match, it's going to make your title match of Alexa versus whoever look terrible by comparison. So why don't we put the title on Sasha by having her screw over Bailey, and then they could have their match at Mania, and we'll find another thing for Alexa to do where she can be featured. But I don't know. It just feels like something that WWE is like, well, we're only going to have 2 women's matches on the card. So on the 6-hour Mania card, we'll only have 2 women's matches. They're going to be great because, women empowerment and everything, but only 2 of them. I just feel like that's something that they're going to do. So I would not be surprised to see Sasha take it here. Alexa is my pick because I do feel like they're going to keep it on her, but below her is Sasha.
What do you do with the remaining women? Because you know that they always like to get everybody on the show. Do you do like a battle royal for them?
You do a SmackDown versus Raw 10-woman tag or something. Like it's
whoa, sir. I
know.
There is one night of the year where that happens.
Lied already. No, because now they came out and they said that Backlash, and from then on, they're all going to be in the same damn building together going willy-nilly. Who knows?
We'll talk about that in a minute. Main event. Actually, you think Alexa Bliss is retaining?
Yes, but only by 1 percentage point over Sasha Banks to me.
Sure. Main event, Braun Strowman, Elias, Finn Balor, John Cena, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, The Miz. Winner gets a Universal Championship match at WrestleMania 34. Who's your pick to win this? Roman Reigns is the safe idea.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I would not be shocked at this point if a Seth Rollins gets slid into that match and it becomes a triple threat rematch of a few years ago. And you're gone. So here's my line of thinking. It's like Seth Rollins shoehorned himself into that match a few years ago. Okay, you're back. But you could conceivably do that and make the backlash perhaps a little less extreme. We know that Brock Lesnar, he signed pretty much through August, but we don't know how much he'll really be around. I've had people coming to me saying that Brock Lesnar is interested in a UFC return. However, he's always interested in a UFC return when his WWE deal is coming up. And the reason why he's signed through August is because he actually went to the UFC before and they were able to freeze his deal. And that was kind of a concession they made. He wasn't really scheduled for anything during that period anyway, but because they let him, they got to freeze his deal a little bit longer. Roman versus Brock still, though, Alex, I think it gets that same type of reaction that it did a few years ago.
Yeah. Listen, to me, Roman's never looked better than he did in that match. Because
Alex has got to get his computer back from the Geek Squad badly.
I guarantee I am more angry about this than you are. Anyway, so Roman had to fight from underneath against a guy who legitimately made him look like an underdog, which is how they wanted to book him this whole time. But my dream is that they find a way to get both Seth and Roman in that match versus Brock and make it a triple threat. And they actually have the real match they did a few years ago where they're all in the ring together, because you could make me believe anything then. You really could. But after tonight, I hope they're looking at what Seth did, and they said they maybe call an audible.
I hope they were looking at this as establishing Seth for that spot. So I see Roman Reigns winning, maybe with some controversy with Rollins, but I see Rollins getting an elimination and then playing up his exhaustion.